Hello, people, and welcome to follow a Hungary Carcassonne Online Championships match. This is gonna be one of the few streams that I will still do before I'm basically going to hop to Germany for the World Championships, and I thought we'll have to get some additional streams in. So this is a round of 16. As you can see from the title, it's going to be between vallics, that's Csilla Varga, and Ruben Kocsis-Bakti with the screen name mosopal, and both exceptionally, well, yeah, I would say great players, yeah. Both of which definitely have a lot of competitive experience. As a matter of fact, here's a fun fact for you. Ruben has been a part of the Hungarian national team in the World Team Carcassonne Online Championships ever since the first season. So he has been a part of the team all the way from 2020, and so 6 years now. And Csilla has been a part of the team for 2024 and 25. So she has hopped in on kind of recently. But I mean, rating-wise, I believe they are pretty much almost equally matched. So somewhere in the high 500s, I believe, for both. 591 for Ruben, and I believe like 560 or something for vallics. 550, yeah. So pretty equal rating for that matter. Now, Ruben is going to be having the upper hand on the played games, I believe. Actually, I didn't check that when I checked his rating, but let's first of all fix the issues that I don't have my drawing tools again, so I can show you the stuff. Right. So vallics currently with 688 games, and I mean, I will be astonished if Ruben does not have at least a few thousand games, to be honest. Yeah, there we go. So just under, like, well, basically 10 times almost the amount. Okay, let's say 9 times the amount of games compared to his rival today, and which certainly should be giving a bit of an upper hand to him, but we shall see. So it's going to be a best of 3, and again, this is the round of 16, so whilst we still have like a minute to wait for, then let's have a very fast look-see about on the playoff maps here. So it's the upper bracket here. So vallics mosopal, the winner, is going to be getting Silex Saxum as their next opponent. I haven't actually heard this name ever before, but seemingly they are doing pretty well in this tournament. It's actually pretty noteworthy to point out that there has been quite a many players in the HCOC. So as you can see, like 30 or something group stage for 6-player groups. Yeah, like 24, like 34 players, which is pretty decent size actually. And yeah, definitely everyone who has made it to the playoffs has had the need to put in a lot of effort. So I would actually be curious to see the level of Silex. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to stream his games during the HCOC because I think it might actually be over by the time I come back from the world. So that's kind of a shame. Actually, a really new player to BGA at least. But given the fact that they did beat Cinderella, who has been around for quite some time, I mean that has to tell something, right? But it's good to see that there are new names coming to like, well, basically coming to the surface from these championships. That's a great note to make, and it's good to know that the scene is slowly growing. Well, looks like they are gonna be not starting just yet. So let's take a look at who else is in the playoffs still. So Cinderella currently out. We have Josef Tichon versus I forgot the actual name of Robil, um, but which is kind of ironic because Robil is gonna be the the Hungarian representee in the world, so I definitely should know his name. Like I just recently saw him joining into the world's groups. Well, but I will check up on that later. We have King A Domino versus Vichechka, David 44 and Bessie, Kisemo versus Tilde, which who are actually playing at the same time, I believe, based on this 0-0. And then we have FC Saba versus Zebedeus, well, actually concluded. And then finally CSZS versus Corallos. Again, names that I definitely have in my notes somewhere, but I cannot remember them by heart. So some, well, I would say mostly more or less known players to myself, but a couple, let's say, young rivals and um, competitors here who are trying to get to the surface. Ah, yes, Robert Illes. That's right. Thank you for the reminder. And welcome to the chat for you, Attila. Okay, let's get on with it. We have early points for Ruben for being the starting player and taking advantage of the vacancy cap. Vallics already actually doing something which I don't really like, taking the city instead of just the quick points. Like if you do have basically a 2 point tile, which is something that uh, I mean I have picked up on this like 2 point value tile from Alexei, but I'm not sure if that is like always the case. Well, I guess it's like it could be counted as a 2-point tile, as a city cap, as a city cap in the beginning of the game, anyways. But sure, but when you have basically a 2-point tile, then why not just take these 2 points without any sort of risk, as opposed to starting a city with like mild risk, but a very small risk anyways, that is going to get blocked at some point. I don't really get this. I think people should like really see more see the benefits of the 2-point roads, and just like taking immediate points like as a whole. I think it's like really unfortunately underappreciated, these little 2-pointsies here and there. Ruben with a bit of an unconventional decision from him, I guess. Could have actually gone over here for 3 points, kind of tackle up on the right side of the field, and also make the full blocking attempt on the monastery. But this is like, I mean, it's okay. It's going to restrict the city. It's going to give him a shielded tile. And if he's gonna make a large city, then I guess it's gonna take some space off from the field, like on its own. But I do generally kind of hate, again, when quick points are ignored. Welcome Ian. Good morning to evening to you as well. Sorry, my day rhythm is a bit different from yours. So now we have time to take quick points. So surely we are gonna be going over here with 3 points. I mean, I really don't see another opportunity for Ruben than just taking these 3 points. Also sets up this blocking platform onto the monastery. Generally, you don't actually you don't really want to face the road this way, because then it's going to offer a free road end to yellow to make a 4-point road with. But given that some of the more juicier City Palace road tiles are out, driving a 1-point road to your city also not that tempting of an option. So I can definitely understand this decision from Ruben. Not meeple in the monastery is something that I think might very well be a small mess from vallics. Given that there were actually like only 3 like straight up blocking tiles, the road monastery, because it would be the second of its kind, or then the 2 remaining daggers with the right hand side curve going over here and blocking the square the more traditional way. But still, if this square gets blocked, then that means that in most cases the field isn't going to grow towards the south, and that might be something to choose. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, some router issues. So what I was saying was maybe it's even not that bad if the monasteries become blocked, because if this square becomes blocked, then it's kind of likely that this field does not expand to the southern side, and then vallics could actually end up with just a 3-point field in some cases. But I also have not taken into account that the monasteries and the fields belong to village both, instead of one to another, which kind of makes everything that I just said like being huge amounts of copium. So that's, well, not my brightest moment, I guess. But I don't think I still would be too afraid of me pulling the second monastery, because the chances of getting this blocked are like really low, I would say. Okay, Ruben has decided to take on the field fight, which is fully understandable. It's a 9-point field. It's gonna expand, and it's a 6-point field for Valage as well. It's going to get merged together. And also, since Valage does have her meeples invested in these monasteries, at least for now, then it might be indeed a good spot, and it is kind of a good spot for Ruben to strike onto the field fight and try and claim the ownership to himself. City being taken by Valich, also surrounding the monastery as well, so making a double purpose moves, which is good. This one it's feels like a really weak move actually from mosopal. I mean, using a valuable divider as a Dorito when you also have a vacant city cap as well. Yeah, it just feels kind of weak. Also, given that there were still like 3 Doritos remaining, even onto this square, so it's not like he's in desperate need of like finishing the city like ASAP. Yeah, really not thrilled with this decision by Blue. Think it would have been far better for him to simply go over here, finish the city, start a new one. Maybe even drop a third farmer after he gets his city finished. Who knows? But that is not the direction of the game. The direction of the game is that Ruben is trying to prevent the completion of the city of Valich, and so far he's successful. It's actually really annoying delay for Valich because there's only one city crossroad, there's only one starting tile, and there's only one dagger remaining, so one of each type of city cap with a road left for Valich, which makes it actually like kinda easily blockable, or at least severely restrictable city, if she was not able to find a tile to get herself to get herself out of this jam, but she is. Whether she will drop a farmer or not, that's a whole different question, and she decides not to. And there is a move which I heavily have to criticize from Ruben's perspective, given that it's a rather large threat that Valich has of finishing this city of potentially 14 points with just one city cap. And Mosopal does have a lot of useful features from which he can get meeples back from. Like, it's not like bad at all. Almost that Ruben wouldn't have meeples for like 1 or 2 turns. Like, he would only be losing value out of maybe like a monastery here or a straight road maybe. But like he can get a meeple back with like double Dorito. He can get a meeple back with a city cap, a curve. Like he has so unbelievably many tiles to get a meeple back that I think not going over here for the attack on the city is like playing way too safe. But he does now get the monastery, so will we see this move right here of placing the monastery to a juicy 7-point spot, or will he keep that spot open for a block? That would also be an option, which means that we could maybe go. What's the other spot? I mean, I guess here, but without a meeple, it feels like such a waste. Like such a huge waste, especially given the situation that mosopal has his meeples in. Like again, being able to retrieve a meeple with a double Dorito, a city cap, and a curve. It really doesn't matter that you don't have meeples. Like just meeple the monastery. Ah, really hurts the soul. Well, Valich, on the other hand, had an opportunity to take away the meeple from the monastery, but decides to rather get his to rather get her second meeple to the field, and also actually now they are actually like self-threatening to block both of their monasteries with two curves. One is gonna go down now, here or here. Oh, come on! I mean, I get that you want to block. I get that you want to block the city, but the monasteries are also super vital to get blocked because of the rather enormous field fight that is going to go down, and every blocked meeple is going to be like absolutely vital, or let's say vitally important for Ruben to increase his chances in a winning field fight. And now that that option has been lost, well, at least he does get to to block one of the monasteries. So that's something. But we are also seeing that the city of Valich is gonna get finished, and that is terrible news for my guy Ruben. That is absolutely terrible news. Look at the point count. It's 15 to 54 with an extra monastery here, with basically equalized field of 3 and 3. Like, how bad is the situation like really for Ruben here, with no meeples in hand also, versus 2 in the hand of Valich? And with a quick look, you need a city cap, a city cap, a city cap. Like you need the same types of tiles everywhere. And there are so many city caps actually already out of the game. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 5 city caps left in the entire game out of 23 tiles basically, from which you need 3. That is such a bad rate. That's a horrible rate. There's actually a nice find from Vallich, so giving a shielded tile to Ruben, but taking the large majority of available city caps for blue down from 5 to only 1 because there are no city crossroads and there are no daggers with the right hand side curve. As a matter of fact, there are no daggers at all in the game, and there's only one singular starting tile remaining, and there is now the fourth farmer from Village. A third one comes to the field from Ruben, but in doing so, he is giving out these absolutely free 3 points to Village and getting even further with the point majority is not good in terms of Ruben's winning chances. I mean, the winning chances for Ruben are like absolutely awful, what I would say. And, God. Also, Ruben is currently prioritizing actually connecting to here for 2 points more than he's actually prioritizing just getting a meeple back, which I don't think is something that he should be doing. And now he's going to get restricted to a crossroad anyways. So there goes that plan. Or maybe, actually, I think this is way more important to do for Village. So I don't think she's going to care about this. Yeah, it's more important to simply get the third meeple to the field. Well, finally, mosopal does get a meeple back for for 2 extra points. Was it really worth it? I wouldn't say so, but those 2 points are now on the board, so better make great use of those, which I think he'll be having an awful lot of issues to try and do. He's gonna have to try and I guess block this guy. I mean, he's 47 points behind on the scoreboard. Okay, well he has the starting tile, so if he manages to get the starting tile, there's gonna be 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24 points more on the scoreboard. Maybe this can be finished for another 8, and then it's just basically a losing mini battle of 5-3. But it's still very steep hill to climb, because you gotta realize that even if Ruben was to get both of these cities finished, he still has to get to the field with a fourth meeple and deny this meeple from getting to the field. So the field is basically a must win for blue, and he only has what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 tiles to make it, to do everything, to go here, to somehow, I don't know, go here, get to the field. It is an unbelievably tough task to do. I'm not even sure if it is possible. So starting tile here, these 1-pointers I don't think are going to be making his goal easier, and the fourth meeple coming to the field from Village is going to be sealing the deal for this game for Ruben, and it's going to be a horrifying result from this first game. It's going to be an absolute desecration for the for who I would like to say is the more experienced player out of these two. Village even drawing the final starting tile and going for the extra points on the field. Another 7-pointer here, because it's not only for the field, but because Vallics is currently winning the field. It's just like extra 3, and at this point mosopal is just like giving up entirely. Like not even trying to go for the field anymore, because I mean, look at this, 55 points behind on the scoreboard, not being able to finish the city, not being able to finish the city, not being able to finish the city, and losing a gigantic field. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, mosopal did have a totally legitimate route to get to the field of going over here with the curve and then over here with the crossroad for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like plus 30 points. But let's be honest, it would not have changed anything at this point. If there is a decimation of Smaug to be put on a Carcassonne scoreboard, then this comes pretty fucking close of almost triple the points on the board for Csilla as it is for Ruben. My goodness gracious, that was something else. My goodness. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot understand what these people are talking, but I suppose it's something something about the unfortunate fate of Ruben that he had to go through. Holy heck. Okay, well, now it's gonna be a forced comeback for Ruben then, unless unless he fancies getting swinged out of the playoffs with a 2-0, which is definitely not what he's here for. Vallics, this time the starting player, takes the first city and also gets to finish it straight away. Monastery for Ruben, and he is going to also very greedily take this 2-point road. And I can always emphasize with greed. Though it's not really the best possible scenario in a way that Ruben is now going to need practically exactly the same tiles to like on the left and on the right, on the left and on the right of his monastery, but he's going to be able to maneuver himself out of harm's way. And will he be able to get away from the right as well? We'll have to wait and see. Would say that Vallics is definitely going to be starting a city from here, though I think a better direction would have been to go downwards. So first of all, her city would not be restricted from the very beginning of it, and secondly, she would be able to both continue the city and also harass this square and to make a platform, a full blocking platform at some point later on. mosopal does get a nice save on it though, and also continues the city with the shielded tile. So now an impossible tile to block. There are all types of tiles going in the square, regular curves. There are the daggers, and there are the crossroads as well. And this is actually a really Nice tile for Ruben, getting to also not only progress the city but also able to grab the road end and put it into good use. A bit of an inaccuracy, I would say, from Vallich's end, directing the road towards the city, but not actually meepling it, is something that I really don't think you should be doing all that much, because it is very often gonna end up in a situation where you are giving away this road and the extra points to your opponent when they find a suitable tile, and in this case that tile came immediately. Also, I mean, yeah, finishing the road and not taking and taking the city cap. I mean, it's a good move, but there was this 4-point road available already, which Valic decided to simply leave for blue to grab if the tiles were well, if the tiles would have been a bit more suitable, which I think which I think I rather would have just taken the 4-point road immediately for myself if I were to be yellow, but not something that Valic was prepared to do. Please do not drop a farmer here. It would be, oh goodness me. Uh, I mean, it's not like horrible in the sense that it can be like easily expanded into at least this 3-pointer, but the issue that I have with this farmer is that there is like really no incentive as of right now for Ruben to drop a second farmer, because this field is not big enough to justify 2 farmers. So there is no rush in dropping this meeple onto the field. There is like simply no rush in dropping that meeple. Like you can wait and see whether you will be able to get away with the city in the first place, and then when this well, let's say if this field becomes 9 points, then you can see if it is like worth it to drop a farmer and try to fight for the field. But as of right now, with only 6 points, it's really not that worth it. Unfortunately for Valic, she does have to spend a lucrative quick point tile to make a semi-save. Well, maybe doesn't have to, but decides to, which I think is a totally fine move. It does take actually a fair few blocking tiles away from blue, namely the regular curves, which there were 4 remaining. Then it took away the 2 remaining daggers with the right hand side curve, and it also took away the 1 remaining field crossroads. So taking away 7 blocking tiles, I think is worth it enough so that I would do it myself as well. Straight road for Valic. Not a particularly juicy tile. Could go, I guess, over here to try and harass the road, or go over here to try and do some minor damage to the monastery so that it's a bit more difficult to complete. Mosopal getting the immediate connection, though I have to wonder if it was like if making this move was let's say if making this move could have been done on a different move or like later on, because I want to say that there the board like just seems like there was gonna be something more urgent and better to take care of with this. Like maybe even just going over here, taking away the city cap. Maybe. Although I mean it's just 2 points and everybody loves points, so I mean it's not a bad move, not a bad move at all, but maybe could have been delayed. Vallics finishing her city up for 6 points, and mosopal actually, I mean, again making the same thing, like not taking 3-5 points, but just finishing up your own features. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, yeah, never mind. I'm going to agree with this because there's only one single crossroad remaining in the game, and it would be really really gutting, I would say, to get to get yourself restricted into that very very same crossroad. Another straight road for Ruben. Presumably going over here again. Like, I don't see why not. I also don't see why this is a move. Can someone explain why this is a move? Because I don't know. If anything, it kind of hurts the field for blue because now it cannot be expanded with a road monastery. And also look at this now, because now had you gone over here with the starting with a regular straight road, then you could maybe go here with this city cap, take your meeple out of the monastery and start a new field, and have this meeple easily recoverable. Ah, the prioritization. I really do not understand what this move is from mosopal. Like I don't get what it like actually does. Also, this is kind of risky, I guess, from Vallics's perspective. Like again, given that there is only one crossroad remaining in the whole game. But I mean, at least the reward is great because if you do manage to get a curve here, then there's going to be a nice field for you to take. So 6 points plus this one, so basically a 9-point field. Also somewhat unfortunate, I guess, for Vallics that she hasn't actually been able to find, I think, any tiles that she would be able to attack this 12-point field with now, and still doesn't find it, and mosopal does quite nicely defend that very said attack. So now the field is impenetrable completely with at least a normal attack. I mean, I guess you could try go over here, make some sort of weird city cap attack, but I mean, I wouldn't really bother doing that as Vallics unless you like absolutely have to. Because for now, like I think you can just take it easy. You can just go and focus on your features, focus on this, focus on this, focus on taking another field, focus on this. Like the features that yellow has are quite decent. And given that the meeple count is equal, who would I say has the upper hand at this moment? I guess blue, because the monasteries are like really nicely developed, and the 12-point field is certainly in blue's control. Final crossroad has been drawn, and Vallics ignores the 2 points and takes the field immediately, which is fine, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This could be a very annoying. Actually, you can't see that. This could be a very annoying move from Vallics, leaving only one single tile, only one single remaining straight road to go here. But decides not to do that for reasons unknown. 1, 2, 3, 4. One road Dorito remaining. I was like judging on whether it's good to go here, but yeah, I wouldn't be so sure. Because it takes away then all the starting tiles, which are still, well, basically, and not just basically, but they are all remaining, all 3 remaining in the deck. So preferably, actually, I guess I wouldn't go here as Ruben. I would just be waiting for, well, whatever yellow whatever yellow places here, and then go with that. But what do you do other than that then? Start a city. Okay, yeah, that's cool, I guess. Now, the one thing that one issue that this city definitely does impose on blue actually is that it's going to open up new field attacks unless it can be built with like a yeah, one thing that I think that this hold on. Yeah, one thing that I think that this city is going to uh, not do for blue is that it's going to not allow his field to stay closed, and that's going to be some additional issues for blue for sure, because he's going to like very likely have to invest another meeple to the same field, which is which isn't like that big of a problem, I guess, if you now go over here for the 6-pointer. Or but it is going to be an issue if you don't do that, and then you are going to have to deal with this instead, that the Vallics is going to make the attack, because I would say that she most definitely will do. I mean, this is understandable though, because this was the final regular straight road, and this was like, had Ruben not gone here, then these 2 monasteries would have been dead with like any road plus field tile. But so now it's about time that Ruben has to actually defend this field of his, and the defense is not going to be fun, nor will it be successful, because Vallics immediately gets to make the connection, but it's kinda, yeah, it's kinda annoying to make like with this tile, because first of all, she is passing on the points from this city or from this city, and there is always the option, possibly a very good option, and a very good likelihood that blue would have been able to go over on the 6-point field and drop a third farmer and then connect, and suddenly he's like again in the lead. But when it is vallics that's gonna be able to make the attack, then it's gonna potentially spell out a whole bunch of trouble for for blue, because now we have to weigh our options of taking the 4 points, making the full block, which is what mosopal ends up doing, because there were still actually 3 monasteries to go into the square, which was dangerously a lot. But well, please do not place a farm. Well, actually, maybe if you place a farmer on this left side, maybe it's not that bad. But I don't think he even has to necessarily do that, because let's see, he's only -1, right? And -2, -8, so equals with this +6. So he's -5 for 2 extra meeples. And given the plentiful amount of remaining monasteries, if blue manages to get even just 1 monastery over here, I think he's gonna be balling. And there it is, the perfect monastery square. And now this is going to be a massive issue for vallics, especially if there are any sort of curves remaining in the deck. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-point move, and mosopal also gets also does get a curvy tile, which he is going to be going over here with, I would assume. Even though it brings an additional city cap to the field, it doesn't really matter, because vallics already has a need for another city cap. So I truly don't even think it's gonna matter if another city cap is gonna be added to the field. I mean, it's just an 8-point move, right? How many other curvy tiles are there in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's only one other curvy tile in the deck. So here, how many city caps are there? That's a great question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There are only 2 city caps after this. So I don't think it's a bad idea at all to go here. And imagine the next monastery in here, which there are 2 remaining, but unfortunately I have to say, Ruben decides not to take these 8 points, but goes with a 4-point move, which I don't think is as strong. What's the final remaining curvy tile like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's just a regular curve. I mean, it would have been so nice. -5, -6, -7, -8. I think it's like, well, +4. I think Ruben is like +4 at the moment with an extra meeple. So when he takes these 6 points with that extra meeple, it's going to be +10 for blue. But it is yellow who takes those points, which is okay. Ooh, actually, better yet, takes 6 plus potentially 3 additional points. Now, mosopal does get a nice tile, though. He's going to be able to go here, or I wonder if it would have been actually better to go here and make vallics get both of the remaining city caps if she wants to get meeples, or if she wants to get a meeple back. Now we are going to be able to take this 6-point field, which is nice for mosopal. Or maybe we have to take a little breathe in and decide whether it is worth it to go over here and attack this field. But that's only 9 points max, even with this completion, which will actually happen if my calculations are in order, and there are indeed 2 city caps remaining, which is not given that my calculations tend to be not so accurate when I stream. But the 6-pointer is what mosopal goes for, and unfortunately for vallics, the fact that she got the curve as her penultimate tile and not a city cap is going to mean that she will not be able to take additional points with on her last move, and that I think is gonna be quite crucial indeed. Because at the moment I think vallics is like -7, and she's gonna be down even more when mosopal takes the 4-point ruin. So -10, right? And then vallics is gonna get a city cap as well, which she is. So the calculations were in order, and I think it's gonna be like a +3 ending for Ruben, and I think he's indeed going to take this into a decider. But I have been wrong with the points before, and because I am not using the extension at the moment, which I probably should, to make it easier for myself and for all of you following, then yeah, don't take my point countings as a fact. 29, 27, yeah, +2 for mosopal, and the decider is going to happen. And I have realized that I have never updated the scoreboards, which is a pretty major flaw in the system. So 1-1. And I think for our last game, actually, I will take the extension into use because it's just going to be easier for y'all to follow along. And let's see who's gonna get the first, well, not the first, but the third quarterfinal spot. Sweet, the extension is working. So in the brackets over here, of course, you can now see the projected points of both players, which is very convenient. Shout out to Spitsky, the developer of this extension. We also have a discard, and that is unfortunate for Ruben because that means that he will be losing the starting player advantage, and he will not be getting the final turn of the game. What he is getting though is shielded tiles, and well, he actually has a bit of a decision, I guess. He could go over here, just do the normal thing, which he does, but something that he could have also went for is maybe this, and meeple the city facing down, disrupting the road, and getting like a kind of really easy mini battle going on, which is something that happens relatively lot on the higher levels, but not so much on the 500 level. Vallics getting the road maple back immediately, though wouldn't really say that it was the best move. I think it would have been even simply better to focus on making this city, because the road was like super safe actually, and could do that now as well, or just attack this one. Either one is fine. What you should not do is go over here, and that is exactly why Valich chooses one of the two options and attacks the shielded city of Ruben. Loops for Ruben as well, getting some nice use out of the curves, and an immediate connection to the shielded city indeed, but something what I said is not particularly like necessary. Like the first attack, like that's good, but you generally actually want to make the connection with like a triple city or with a Dorito only when you don't expose another attacking platform to the city itself. So had mosopal had like a city plus road tile, especially a city cap, it would be like flying over here with another meeple. But this is a bit trickier because then he can't. I mean, he can attack from here, but it's not as great because it can be tempered with immediately, or it can be just equalized with like a triple city by a Valich as well, which is why mosopal goes for an alternative route of grabbing the more vacant city cap and the less restricted one, and directs the second city cap towards the shared city. So now the idea is exactly this: going with a triple Dorito um, combos to try and finish the city all for himself. Though it's actually like not like it was like never really that likely to happen. Not only for the reason that he needed 3 tiles, like well, basically 3 perfect tiles before Valich gets even well anything, and secondly because there was this attacking platform, which is going to make the life of mosopal not as great because the immediate attack from Valich is on its way. And also the third reason it was not as likely to happen is because 6 out of the 10 Doritos were then already out by the time the first one came in. Extender for mosopal. What do you do? Maybe go here, start a new city. Maybe go here, start a new city. Because then if you get a triple city, then you go here. I don't get. Yeah, I really don't get this. Doesn't really strike to me as a good move. Like you have 3 meeples, and you don't even actually have like real. Like yeah, like you don't pose a real threat. Oh wait, I forgot that the quad city was out. Yeah, I mean you do pose a threat. I will take that back. Somehow it's like really easy for me to forget the tiles that are gonna be that get discarded like at the very start at the very start of the game. So yeah, rip. So he does pose a threat, which is still gonna be like very easy to protect yourself from if you're vallic, and she does, and also gets an 8-pointer on the side. Another move that I don't really like all that much is this. So you do take a 2-point city, which has the potential to become a 6-point city, but you also leave the 4-point road up there for grabs, is going to which is going to be easier for your opponent to take, simply because it's going to be their turn next, and they have a greater chance of snatching that 4-point road as opposed to you. But it is not vallic that gets the road, it is blue. And there is now a 6-point field available, which is going to expand, or increase in size, increase in value, um, with this city and with this city. Something that has also increased in value is this rather massive city now, with 3-on-2 majority for a vallic. And actually, I want to say, I want to say that she goes over here instead. But alas, I am shown wrong. I think it would be like really crucial actually for vallic to just ignore the city right here and to defend the city from attacks by going at the top. Given that the city is actually not dead, there is still a dagger to fit into this square, and there would be plenty of other city caps with a field to go over here as well, had you gone with the vanilla over here. But I mean, at least you can rectify your previous move by going over here now. And something that I feel like is gonna go terribly wrong for vallic is this field fight. Given that vallic has one more meeple tied in this city slash ruin, these monasteries are like really easily retrievable. The the city of Mosopal is also really easily retrievable, and when it does, it's also going to increase the field in size and allow an easy second farmer. So this could be really, really troublesome for a vallic, and something that I don't even think was necessary to start doing. Like, I think she could just as well like meeple a monastery somewhere, like just here. Oh, good lord. Really going for the field, eh? Adds a Dorito to Blue City. Trying to get the second meeple to the field. And now restricts this meeple to only being able to access the field with the final road monastery, as opposed to road monastery and a curve. Yeah, I am definitely not taking away my words. I am going to say that this field fight is going to prove to be extremely agonizing and difficult for vallic. I think she might have she might have taken a bit tougher of a bite than she can handle with her position. Gonna need to win the 50-50 for this monastery for sure, to have any chance of fighting for the field that she didn't even need to attack for. And increasingly, it also kind of seems like that Vallics has to start grabbing a lot of other quick point tiles. And also, when all that is going on, is gonna have to try and defend this city. And this is something that can be, and seemingly is, very annoying to do. Oh, this is also the final dagger that went into the square, so this city is now blocked. This ruin is now blocked. And in efforts of making this city, making this ruin slightly safer and taking away the attacking spots, Vallics gave away basically 7 points. Because she did not take advantage of this vacant city cap. And if you look at the points now, well, suddenly we have actually made almost a complete U-turn in the game situation, where from what I would say is an entirely winning position for Vallics, she is now down in points by 9, and basically she is at a meeple disadvantage because of these monasteries coming back to the hand of Mosopal at some point, and then it's gonna be not so nice time for a Vallics. Still, this road monastery is something that needs to be hitting the hand of Vallics at some point. It's gonna be worth 24 points, so that is certainly a way for Vallics to win this game. Possibly even just a one-way ticket to victory straight up. But I can see possibilities in which that road monastery might not even be enough. Because with 67-53 on the scoreboard, even with the road monastery, I mean, blue can simply attack the field with a third farmer from somewhere. It's going to be kind of difficult, but he might be able to do that from somewhere. And that somewhere is going to be likely from here, which now is going to be taken away. But it's not actually such a big deal. Oh no. No, 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 no. Yeah. Well, this is going to be such a big deal because there can be a horrifying tile for Ruben, which is the one final field crossroad. Ah, never mind. There's no such horrifying tile, but I wonder if it's still better to go. No, no, it's actually not even better to go here. This is just fine actually. What is it though? Because actually now it kind of seems like just a simple 50-50 game, and all depending on that road monastery. Because for it's basically gonna be what 15, 23, like it's basically gonna be a 28-point flip, because whoever gets it is going to meeple it as a monastery, but Vallics meeples it as a 23-point monastery, and mosopal simply meeples it as a 5-point monastery. So, but with these meeples negated, because only a regular curve goes over here, with oh, and of course a dagger. Oh, 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 that. Well, actually, I mean, this actually just makes it easier for mosopal to get to the field. So this tile really kind of fights directly against what Vallics may be wanting. Or maybe not. Maybe I do see an idea, because yeah, because this monastery is not really like trying to block both of these meeples out of the field. It's just trying to create an alternative route to the field, which is going over here with the city tile, and then meeple in the field, and going to the field with 2 tiles from here. But this road monastery is going to be painful for Vallics, and the looming suspicions have been have realized themselves, and wow, that is poor use of the road monastery. That is god awful. What? Like you? Oh my! What is that? This is terrible. I mean, first of all, you don't need to block these guys out of the field. Like you have already won the field, or at least tied it, because there is only one meeple in the hand of Vallics, so she can only tie the field in the best case scenario for her. And with the point lead of being plus 14 in blue's favor, you can just go here and like take either just the 2 road points or the field, like immediately, and you are done with the game. Like there's nothing that Vallics can do. With minus 14, attacking this field would be a plus 15 move, which is now taken away immediately, and now is not possible, and the game is over. The game is over. There's absolutely nothing now that Vallics can do. The field is lost with a 3-1 majority for blue. 2 meeples were lost in the process of attacking it, which again I am gonna say that it was not necessary to start an attack on this field, because you had another like win condition, which was this ruin, which was gonna be like basically worth the same as the field, if not more actually. And like Vallics was in a perfectly fine situation, but what is not as perfect is how he played the situation by attacking the field, which was not needed, and then for some reason also like restricted herself to only be needing the cross not the crossroad but the road monastery, and tried to gain some sort of like blocking chances of the second meeple, which was like really far-fetched, I want to say, because this meeple could also be unifying itself to the field like from the bottom, and then mosopal is just going to be yeah, doing whatever he wants basically, to cruise into a win. Another 7-pointer for Ruben, and he is certainly showing that the many year advantage in experience is going to prevail once again against the younger rival. Not actually sure if Vallics is like actually by age younger, but younger by experience. I'm pretty sure. Congratulations, saying Vallics. Well, assumably, congratulations. I assume it doesn't like this can't possibly mean anything else, but congratulations. Yeah, Mosopal just taking the sweet time of counting that there is no possible way of him losing the field by something like by something coming over here. But if something were to come over here, it would be like just a blessing for blue because it just takes away these 6 points from Vallic and gives 6 more points to Ruben. So there's that. And also there are just there are just not any tiles to fit here anyway. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be Vallic out of the Hungary Carcassonne Online Championships, finishing at well somewhere on the um, shared ninth place if no tiebreakers are taken into account. And Ruben is then going to be advancing to the quarterfinals against the the new name who I had never heard of before. But we shall wish Ruben a good luck on his future games. How do you display the points in parentheses? It is an extension which you can which you can get for yourself as well if if you well, hold on, let me do the dual score first. So like this. Yeah, so there is this player called Spitsky in Board Game Arena, and if you go onto his profile, then you can see that there is in the description um, this this URL address here, which will take you to that set extension, and you can then you can then take it into your own use. And as is also mentioned, of course, in the description, please use it for training purposes only, or for purposes that do not like aid you in any competitive games, because obviously in competitive Carcassonne it is not allowed to use any sort of um, like third party software or even pen and paper, like any sort of like additional helping tools or anything. Like you just have to do with what you have in your own head. Why not take 7 points with that monastery? That is a good question, because that was exactly what I actually had in mind initially for Ruben. So we can actually go back. No, no, I'm again in my own profile. Um, so I cannot write. So if we go into the final game and fast forward to the road monastery, which was, I want to say, like, I don't know, 120 maybe. Well, look at that. Spot on. So, yeah, why not take 7 points over here? Yeah, exactly what I had in mind, um, but like initially speaking, um, which would have been just a decent move to do. And, well, I mean, the reason he doesn't do it is because, first of all, I don't know. But second of all, um, because he doesn't like actually need to. Like if mosopal just goes like over here like it did, which I mean arguably is the like one of the worst moves that he could do, because it doesn't like really do anything. It just gives him a chance to get his third meeple into play, which he doesn't need. But like he could go here for 7 points, and it's actually enough to, I believe, just secure the game already, because then the point difference is going to be plus 21. And even with a successful attack on this 15-point field, somehow for vallics, then she still needs to muster up 6 additional points from somewhere, and she would have to make sure that blue does not get any additional points either here or here, which is actually straight up impossible to do, because the only task that wouldn't that would not fit to either square is a quad city, but then that was discarded from the game anyways. So like it's just impossible to not allow mosopal uh, to get even more points than this 7 point monastery. Is tile counter banned in arena games as well, or tournaments only? I mean, uh, because arena games are like a competitive format. So if we were to ask from any competitive player, like are they fine with the other player using a tile counter, then I would say that I would argue that like at least 90% would say that it's not good to use, that like it's not cool to use it, because when you are like playing any sort of like competitive mode, then like it's just like a moral decent like code of conduct, or something, that like you both play with just with your own knowledge of the game. And if you are gonna like add some additional help for you, then it's not like a fair competitive game anymore, for the most part, because you are relying on your own counting skills, and maybe and it's also going to aid you with your time management. So maybe if you run out of time, then maybe your opponent can throw you out, but then that's not going to be an issue if you don't need time to count tiles or anything. So yeah, basically I would say that it's not going to be allowed in arena games. Like obviously there's like nothing that like really is going to like physically prevent you from using it, but it's basically just like the fair game rules, that if you want to play fair and square, then you don't use any third party um, software. And I mean, especially if you go for the higher final placements. But like I guess it doesn't matter that much. Maybe like if you play for the top 500 spots or something, then I mean I would say that you can get there quite easily anyway, with or without um, the tools to help you out. But on the higher levels, then I would say that it's like then it be that like then the gentleman's codes become more valid and generally more used. That 7-point spot also kills the potential field invasion. Yeah, that is correct. It is precisely, well, actually mostly the sole reason why you would go here, because it prevents basically everything that this monastery was set out to do. Like the only reason for this monastery to be here is to provide the option for yellow to attack with a city plus, yeah, with a city tile, place a farmer, and then get in from here or from here with a curve. That's the sole purpose of this move. But like said, with plus 14 advantage on the points, then when you get the road monastery, you can just go over here, take 2 points for the road, or take the 9-point field, maybe make it a 12-point field, and I mean, there's just nothing that yellow can do, like absolutely nothing. So there's that. Good questions. So Vallics unfortunately out of the tournament. Ruben will be heading to the quarterfinals, and he'll be facing Silex Saxum, or however that is going to be pronounced. And oh yeah, you can see, of course, the schedule as well. So the quarterfinals are going to be played between October 20 and October 26th. So I will definitely be doing my trip to the Worlds during those days. Maybe semi-finals. Maybe I will be back at my own apartment by the beginning of November, but that's only a maybe. I'm not sure yet. And then finals. Actually, yeah, finals also gonna be played in that same time frame of October 27th to November 2nd. So we might be here to stream the finals. We might not. I will have no guaranteed information for you. Would be happy to have a separate league where everyone uses it, but now I feel bad getting pretty high early this season. Gonna stop using it then. Yeah, I mean, like for me, I mean, it's gonna like strike a little harder because I am like a very competitive player, and I do like I very much do want to play on like equal. Okay, yeah. What I was saying is because I'm a like a really competitive player, then for me it strikes a bit like a bit harder because I do want to be fighting on equal terms, meaning that neither player uses any sort of third-party tools, and like I for myself I only use this extension when I stream. Well, occasionally when I stream, I don't think I use it nearly always. And sometimes when I do like game reviews, then I do use it, but like I never do it when playing against someone with like any stakes at all. Like doesn't matter how low or high they would be. Like I don't use extensions because I feel like very I do uh, trust myself enough that I do know how to do counting at this point, and I have basically engraved in my brain the tile counts. But of course, I do make mistakes, and then it would be, and those could be avoided um, almost to almost to the full extent if I would use extension. But I don't do that because if I do make mistakes, then then mostly I lose because of my own flaws and not because of something else. That is where we are going to be wrapping up. A quick reminder, though, that the next stream that I will do, I think, will be of the Ukraine-Latvia friendly match on Wednesday at 1800 UTC. I guess I might be doing something tomorrow, but I honestly don't think I will. I think I'll just do the the friendly match on Wednesday, and that'll be the final stream that I will do before I start preparing for my world's journey, and when I will no longer have much of a possibility to do any sort of streaming. So Wednesday, 1800 UTC, Ukraine and Latvia friendly match. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in all the way until the end. If you did enjoy this type of Carcassonne content and would like to see more of it, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing or by simply liking the stream. I will be seeing you in 2 days with the Ukraine-Latvia friendly match for the ETCOC. And then after that, I have no recollection of when I'll do a future stream. Bye for now.